Welcome, everybody, from beautiful, snowy Rochester, New York, and the Rochester Curling Club. You're here for the Francis Dykes Memorial Bonspiel, 5 and under men's Bonspiel in the GNCC. It's the GNCC 5 and under championship. My name's Joe Calabrese, and I'm here to call the action between Team Bauman from Rochester and Team Dampf from Bucks County. Team Bauman is red and is going to be throwing first. Bucks County will have the hammer here, and they'll be playing the Blue Stones. Brian Kim is the lead for Rochester, getting things underway. Trevor was telling me earlier that the ice was pretty straight to start out the game. This one looks like it may overcurl a little bit. Trying to bring this one into the house. Winds up in the side 8-foot. Matt Dampf asking lead Ryan Trapp to take this one out. Don't know much about this Bucks County team. Know quite a bit about the Rochester folks. They also filled out a questionnaire, so I'll have some tidbits throughout the night about things that they said in that questionnaire. And Ryan makes a beautiful takeout, leaves his rock in the side 8-foot with hammer. That's a good spot to be. Ryan's going to try to take this out on the outturn side. Looks like this one needs to be swept. Looks like it's inside. Gonna miss the mark here. Early opportunity here for Bucks County. Try to split the house. So you got a couple options here if you're Bucks County. You could try to split the house and try to play this out hit for hit, grab two that way. Or you could try to guard the shot stone and see what Rochester does with nothing out front. They're going to try to split the house here. It's sort of set up for what they call the junior deuce. Juniors like to hit rocks. They swept this almost immediately out of Ryan's hands, and I don't know if it's got the distance to make the house. Unfortunately, it leaves a corner guard, I believe. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's going to drift in. Nope, just short. So, corner guard setup gives second Matt Brennan a chance to take this rock out on the outturn side. See if he hits the mark here. Definitely thrown wider than Brian's was. This one's got to curl a little bit to make the hit. It's going to be close. Makes a hit and rolls away. Dampf wastes no time. They're going to try to draw around the corner guard. The second for Bucks County is Chris Forrester. It's possible this could be the tallest team out there. I don't know if that's an advantage. Maybe for the skip. I'm a skip and I'm short, and I got to tell you, it's an advantage to be tall. Sweepers liking this so far, just cleaning. Now they're on it. This one might be biting. It's close. So it must not be on because Trevor's going to try to draw around it. Matt's rocks away. This one has been swept all the way on the outside, trying to get it to curl. But they probably should have got off it because it looks like it's through the house. It's another good opportunity here. You try the draw around. You can tap the rock you just threw. You can split it. A lot of options here for Bucks County. Chris, his rock's away. Plenty of rotation. You need a little rotation on our ice, or else it can get a little out of control. This one looks like it might be inside, but it might be okay, because if you could do a little tap here, you get that one rock just outside to tap in for shot. And I think that's what they did. Yep, they're in for shot. Somewhat buried. Not really all that threatening, except that Bucks County has hammer. Trevor's going to want to do something about this, get around it if he can. See if he gives a little bit more ice here to Rick. This is Rick Lipson. Trying to get this to curl again. Kind of watch the weight here. Maybe a little overzealous sweeping here by the Rochester team. Maybe a little nervousness coming out of the gate here. This is getting a little dangerous. It's an interesting strategy. It's sort of changing from what they were thinking about doing before. They were trying to split the house before. Now they're trying to come around. This is Devin Plantamura. I'm going to call him Devin from now on. It's like Madonna, but only because I can't pronounce his last name. And Devin followed Rick's rock right through the house. So another chance here for Rick. See if he can find the right weight. So this looks a little better. They're not panic sweeping like they were the first one. Now they're on it to try to keep it from curling too much, and it may crash. Just nudges it. And they may have nudged it in. Rochester's shot for the moment, but it's wide open. Devin's got a cap on that says curl. He's committed to the game. Looking to make a takeout, try to get a little roll. Would love to go undercover, but even if he rolled open, it'd be pretty good. Probably don't want to nose it. Makes the hit, but it's going to roll out. So take three. This time, Trevor's going to have the chance to try to come around if he so chooses. This is getting a little risky. You could just play a hit. You've seen this a few times, though. You might be able to make this. But if it were me and I was out there, I'd probably be thinking, how do I only give up two here and live to fight another day? This hangs out there. He could easily give up three or more. But if he makes it, he maybe steals, so you never know. All right, they're sweeping this one. Trevor's trying to get this around that guard. Sweeping for line. Weight may be a little heavy. It's got to put on the brakes. Not gonna. They have not found the right combination of line and weight on this outturn. That spot's going to be super fast. I don't know about the rest of the ice, but that spot's going to be quick. So skip Matt Dampf coming down. I'm like maybe 4 to 5 feet above ice level, and he's like pretty much eye to eye with me. It's a tall dude. That's what I know about him right now is he's tall. We'll see if he's any good. I have an audience of 2 to my right, which is helpful. Might be more than it's online. Who knows? Oh, this one's going to crash, but it might pop that other one in a bit. Look at that. Nice little split. Now Rochester's kind of in trouble here. They're going to have to make a great hit and roll to not give up 3. You really go for broke here. You maybe try to bury one around the guard, but it's an automatic too, probably. I think you got to look to hit something here. You take your medicine, give up 3, and maybe you get lucky. Maybe they missed the shot. All right, so Trevor's back in the hack here, getting ready to throw this hit. Got to make a roll to the full 8-foot. Really needs to be shot here in hopes that Bucks County makes a hit that rolls out. Maybe just give up 2 that way, but you got to make the hit first. Kind of a control weight. Sweeping it. I don't know if it's going to get much roll. Oh, maybe. Oh, what a shot. Trevor with the beauty. And this end turned around in a hurry. So this is interesting. He's playing this as if he's going to try to tap the one that Trevor just threw. You could play the run back here. You could just play a straight draw. I kind of like the run back, personally. Yeah, I think he's changing his mind. He didn't hear me, but I saw him wave to the Vice. Let's throw the run back. Vice doesn't like it. Vice overruled the skip there, I think. I'm getting nods to my right. That must happen often. I don't know. They trust each other. All right, very good. Whoa, a little wobbly out of the hack. This is well inside the ones that had been thrown before. Bumper weight. It's close. It's really close. Oh, what a shot. Oh, man. Beauty. 4-3. What a shot there by Matt Dampf. He's tall, and he's a pretty good curler. All right, we're going to see how it goes. So down 3-0, and Bauman now has the hammer. This end is brought to you by Jim's Bail Bonds. You know how it goes at these 5 and under events. People get drunk, a little out of control. You go to Jim's Bail Bonds, they take care of you. 10% down, and you pay over time. It's a beautiful system. All right, Ryan Trapp, back to the action here. Ryan Trapp. I would suspect they're trying to get into the house here. This is a little wide. It needs a curl. It's going to be a little short, I think. Nope, just in. It's a good sweep in there. This looks a little heavy. Doesn't look like a corner gird. Looks like it's going to get into the house. Might be through the house. The Bauman team struggling with their weight so far. Dampf going to try to loop one in here. They got the old veteran move of switch and sweepers inside and outside. It's interesting. Don't see a lot of that at the 5 and under level. I'm going to look for their 5 and under card later. I don't know. We'll see. After that hack weight hit, I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. This one looks like it might be back of the house, maybe through. Trevor's there to go. It's through. So both teams struggling a little bit with the weight. You know what? But they're throwing down that same line that they threw down the entire first end. So might have to take a little bit off. This is the downhill portion of the sheet too. So it's really not downhill. It just seems that way. Every second end is the same in Rochester. Every second end, they start going through the house like crazy. This one, they would have liked it to have been a guard, but it's in. All right, so they put it in. I guess they did it on purpose. So Chris Forrester up again, looking to make the hit, try to sit 2. It's our 8-end games, unless they hit the time limit. Oh, what a flash by Forrester. You know what I just noticed? I noticed that the guy with the hat that says curl, Devin, he sweeps against the curl. His hat should say anti-curl. All right, so with Rochester sitting shot, Trevor's going to ask Matt to try to draw around the guard or the blue rock in the top 12 foot. Could act as a guard. Honestly, anywhere on that side of the sheet in the house is terrific. This is looking a little light, though. I think it's the most effective way of sweeping might be in front of the stone. I'm just going to say I love it. I love the effort. I love the effort. I don't know. I'm a skip, though. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. That was wrong. There's the nice adjustment by Forrester. Makes the hit stick. So let's see what Trevor decides to do. He's got a couple rocks out front. But but he's against 2. He's thinking about hitting and rolling. Matt got Rick on the corner of the stone. Like it. I like this. Except it's over curling. Oh, just nudges it. It'll get out of the house. It actually touches the side, and it's the slowest exit of a stone in a really long time. But it got done. So back to Devin, anti-curl. Nice, solid, balanced delivery by Devin. This is drifting a little deep. Looks like Trevor might be able to get it out. Yep. Maybe that delivery was a little too balanced. I throw a lot through the house when I'm too balanced. I don't have any checks and, slow myself down. All right, so Rick Lipson going to try to play the hit and roll on the blue stone at the top 12 foot. Love to get behind that guard. But honestly, if you just left it there, it'd be a pretty good spot too. Just love to keep that stone in play. This has got to curl a little to hang. Here it comes. It's going to be a lot of nose, I think. Yep. Just rolls it on. It's a pretty good spot, actually. Looks like we got Diamond State versus Utica on D. You can see all these games on YouTube. If you put in RCC and the sheet letter A, B, C, or D, you can stream any of these games. You won't get the commentary that you're getting right now, that excellent professional commentary that you're getting on any other sheet but this one. So you may as well stay here. But, just so you know, there's a Rochester team on A. That's the Zelter rink. All right, so chance now with nothing in the house and a couple guards out front for Trevor to get behind that corner guard, generate some offense. I like the line on this. See if the weight's right. They haven't touched it yet. This is pretty close. Now they're trying to sweep it to get behind the guard. See how much it curls at the end here. They swept it all the way back to get as much curl out of it as possible. Mr. Hack Weight, Matt Dampf, he looks at this and says, "This is wide open." I'm guessing he can see about maybe a quarter of that stone. If he leans to his left, though, he can see all of it. There's the hack waiter again. The sweepers are on it. They're not touching it. Looks like it's pretty good. Did they overcook it a little? They just got it out. Wow, the second slowest stone to exit this end. But Trevor's got a chance again. Maybe he can bury it a little better this time. Feel like you got to bury something perfectly to get it away from Matt. So the team had to answer some questions before the event, and then one of the questions was, who's most likely to shake after giving up a big end, and who is going to rally the team back? And they said no one is going to shake after a big end, and that Matt and Trevor would be the people to rally the team back. We'll see now as Trevor Stone is let his way, but it looks heavy. Looks heavy. It's got to die. Anti-curl ready to sweep at the line. Devin gets it out. Lost opportunity there by Team Rochester. So Dampf's going to look to draw around his center guard. Taking a look at this one, it kind of bisected the edge of a flag that's in the middle of our the sheets on C and D. It kind of gives you an idea of what line it needs to be at halfway down the sheet. And this is going to bury a bit, but behind the tee line, chance for Trevor to just follow this down. We'll get a good look at this as it comes down the sheet. A little bit dangerous here because if you're a little inside, you may tap the blue in for two. But really, this is the best line you can take. So Trevor Stone's away. Looks a little inside of the one that Matt threw. I might be on this if I was them. You got a backer. You cannot tap the blue. Oh, man. And you pushed it in for two. Blue's going to steal two here in the second end. Going to take a 5-0 lead. Heading into the third end. This is a 5 and under event, though. Anything can happen. It's early. Rochester's just got to get the speed of the ice figured out, I think, more than anything else. They've wasted a few stones through the house. So looking to come into the house, up 5. Ryan traps stones away. They've pretty much swept it the entire way down the sheet. Now they're off and on. This is looking pretty good. Right to the lid, right to the button area. Pretty good. So Trevor's asking Brian Kim to throw up a corner guard here. Try to get some offense going. This is looking really nice. It's a nice adjustment Brian made here. It's a good corner guard. It's wide enough that you can draw on the out-turn side if he needed to later. So Bucks County going to look to cover up Shot Stone. They're working this stone over as well. This one is in. It covers up maybe a hair of Shot Stone, but not by a lot. This is a good call by Trevor. The key here is you have to keep your shooter no matter what on this hit. Really haven't touched it as sweepers yet. Now they're on it. Got it moving towards Shot Stone. Going to pump it out the back, but no double, no roll. So they're going to try to hit this rock, I think, based on the way that Matt is set up here. Asking Chris to take it out, try to probably roll right in front of their own stone if they can. Got this started a little bit, but it's heavier than Brian's was, so it's carrying the line well. Looking for a little roll. Got a big roll. So this is a test. You got to decide what you want to do here. You're down 5. You may have to ignore that stone for the time being. That's what Trevor's going to do. The only way you'd come after that stone is if you were just going to tap it back a little bit. You have to keep your shooter no matter what. You don't keep your shooter, the end's pretty much over. This has got a long way to curl to get behind the guard. It doesn't look like it's getting anywhere close. They've gotten off of it. Be lucky if it hangs in the back of the house at this point. Just touches the back. Call that a Marv Albert backbiter. So even with the one in the back of the house, Matt recognizes the dangerous stone is the one that's the corner guard. So he's asking Chris to get rid of that. You're okay giving up 2 here, but you don't want to give up any more than that. This looks like it's going to be no problem at all. Chris is on fire tonight. Makes the hit, even gets a little bit of roll. Sits 1-2. Now you got to decide what you want to do. Trevor's thinking about hitting and rolling. He changed his mind. I think that's the right call. Change his mind. Going to hit and roll now to the other side so he doesn't jam his own stone in the back. Again, he's got to keep as many red rocks in play as he can. This looks like it's wide. He might have to improvise here. It's got to curl a lot. There's going to be no improvising here. Oh, that's a tough miss. Now you can hit that rock in the back of the house with impunity. And that's what anti-curl Devin is going to do. This one's right on target. Trevor's got to figure out a way to induce them to throw draws, because they seem like their hit game is on fire tonight. Looking for control weight on this hit. Again, trying to keep their shooter. I wouldn't even mind a soft tap here. Like, you don't have to get rid of this stone so much as you have to get it behind the tee line. I like the line on this. All right, makes the hit. Going to stick around for shot rock. Rolls in front of the one in the back. Not a bad spot. But Devin has been on fire on these hits. Good amount of rotation on this one. Hold in line. They haven't really touched this. It's going to hit the outside of the stone. Probably roll out. So, up to Trevor to manufacture something here with 3 stones left. How do you do that? He's going to play the hit here. I might consider playing some sort of freeze here. The house is still wide open, and I would hope that Trevor would be able to get a draw into the 8-foot. It's a hair defensive when you're down 5, but maybe he's just playing to the strengths of his team. This is looking pretty close. They got Matt on it, sweeping. It's pretty soft. They make the hit. Oh, he chips. Doesn't go out. So, chance for Matt to do something in the house, whatever he really wants. Going to try to put it on the center line, I think. Which is what I would probably suggest he does. But they've put the broom on the center line, which is a little surprising. All right, so we'll see if Mr. Hackwaite can draw right now. We'll see how it works. Just making rocks work for him no matter what. This is a little deep. Trevor's going to try to sweep it through. It's still sitting in the back of the house. Another Marv. So Trevor's thinking about freezing. I think that's probably the right call. You're going to need to probably throw a draw with your last if you make this anywhere where you expect it to be. Give yourself a chance for 2. I would love to see Matt throw something heavier than hack weight. We don't know if he can do it. We haven't seen it. I'm sure he probably can, but if I'm out on the ice, I want to see him throw something other than hack weight at something. All right, so Trevor looking to freeze on the stone in the back 12-foot closest to the center line. Rocks away. Sweeper's a little disinterested to start. It's coming down, though. I think they waited a little too long on this. The line is not quite right for a freeze. They got to get it in the house, make him play a hit on it anyhow. That's there. Weight was pretty good. It's a little tight on the release. Matt really doesn't care where it goes, but this is a Visine shot. He's just got to get the red out. This is thrown with some authority. Got it started a little, maybe. Yep, nicely thrown. Good sweep. So now Trevor's going to have to play some sort of soft tap, probably. Sit right there, get his one. Goal is to get on the board here. You get on the board, you change the hammer, 5 rock rule, anything can happen. Little outward motion on the release. This might be out there. It's got to curl. They're trying to work it over now. Here it comes. It's close. I think he's got it. It's close. Yeah, good enough for one. Rochester picks up one here in the third end. Down 5-1. Bucks County's going to have the hammer. So real important here for Brian to put a guard out front, somewhere close to the center line. Give his team a chance to get some stuff behind it later. This is way inside. It may have hit something. I think it may have picked. It's trying to get it over the line. Any kind of guard's good. All right. Leaves it as a guard for Bucks County, however. And Ryan going to look to try to draw behind this. They think it's heavy out of hand. It might be a little heavy. Doesn't look that bad. Trevor ready at the line. Maybe he can get it out. Nope. In the back of the house. I think you got to ignore that if you're Trevor. You got to get a guard out front that's usable for you. No, Trevor. Oh, I don't like this, Trevor. Trevor and I playing competitively against each other. I'm going to let him know right now I don't love this call. But he beat me the last time we played competitively, so maybe I shouldn't say anything. I think there's plenty of time to worry about this rock in the back of the house. But if you draw behind the corner guard, it wouldn't be too bad. This sort of has that line. Just easy on the sweeping now. Matt at the line, ready to go. A little too much sweeping by the Rochester team. That rock is just out of play, it looks like. I'm going to call a doubleheader tonight. Yeah, we had Bill's team, Bill Huff's team, playing on sheet C at 9. Was it 9 o'clock? Jeez, I'm going to be here till 11 o'clock. What am I doing? This is crazy. I must love curling. That's what the crowd says. Oh man, this one, something happened to this rock. They didn't like it right out of him. Must have been burned. So, again, Trevor thinking about coming down to this one in the back. You kind of committed to it when you did it the first time. I think you're going to do it again. I like it a little more now, but I still don't like it at all. So this line looks pretty good for a freeze. They got Brian on it trying to make it curl, but I think it needs it for weight too. Here it comes. Trevor going to join the fun. It's wide open, unfortunately, for Rochester. I think with the way this game has gone, I would be encouraging way more guards and trying to make this Bucks County team draw. Anything in the house is going to be eliminated. Bucks County is just on fire right now. Anything in the house, they're hitting, and they're pretty much making it work for them. So Matt looking to freeze on the shot rock. It's in the back 4 foot. It's got to curl a lot. Switch if I was them. Here they go. They're switching now. Trevor trying to join in. Get it down there. It's close. I think if they switched a little earlier, they've been right on top of it. But it's still, there's probably 6 inches between the two stones. So Chris looking to hit on the high side of this stone with his out turn. This one is a little wide. Wow, we've got a miss out of Bucks County, I think, here. For the first time all game, it feels like. So Trevor now has his rock on the button. He's going to have to defend it, unfortunately, because there's two blue in the back. He's thinking about coming right to it. Or maybe a little short. Somewhere between those two. I think if you're coming in, yeah, that top 8 foot is probably best. You want to leave a little separation so they can't just blast a double. Those are catchers in the back, so maybe if you guarded the low side of this stone would be better than the high side. But if you're going to miss it all, this looks like it's on the low side. They got Brian on it trying to keep the line. I got to tell you, if you're a skip watching this, you got to pay attention to the flags and where the break point is. You watch an opponent's stone that's a draw, you want to watch where that crosses the flag. Gives you a good idea where you are. This is a little wide, too. It's coming down. You're going to get a good chunk of it. Will it jam? Just barely, but it still sticks around. And Bucks County sitting 3 with hammer. Going to commit to this freeze plan. The other option here, you may just hit that if you could stick around, make them hit back. Then maybe you could duck around the guard that's in the center. But if you make this, it's great. I mean, it'd be a shot stone and tough to get rid of, but you got to get it there. And it looks like it hit something. It fudged pretty bad. Now it's coming back the other way. Oh, get it to touch, maybe. Boy, you got to give some rotation, or else you'll lose these rocks. This is interesting because if you're Matt and you're thinking about getting rid of one of these guards, I might get rid of the one that they just threw rather than the one on the left. The only way really Rochester gets out of this end is if he leaves that rock that was just thrown out there and then Trevor somehow freezes to the shot stone. Trying to play a hit and roll. It makes the hit, rolls under. I think this kind of played right into Rochester, the way that they've been playing this end. If they can make this freeze, then they're half guarded too. So I think I would have gone after the other stone if I was Matt. It's a little counterintuitive, but when you're up 4, you can afford to do those types of things. That's Trevor trying to figure out the line. They've been throwing the other turn almost the whole end, so this is going to be a little tricky. They threw the one last shot this way, but Trevor's been a little inside on his draw so far. Let's see if Trevor can find some magic here in his first. Rocks away. I think they want to be on it. No, maybe not. It's not growing as much as I thought it would. Here it comes now. They're on it now. This is looking really good. It might need to get off it. They're off of it. It's perfect. Look at this. What a nice shot, Trevor. Really good. Little separation here. Chance for Matt to blast it out. But with his hack weight, he might be able to just get to the inside of that stone, pump it out the back. He's like Pitbull. Like Pitbull is Mr. Worldwide. I'm going to call him Mr. Hackweight from now on. This is going to be tricky. You got to hit this pretty thin to kick it over the top. Oh, he's maybe a little inside to start with. They're all over it. They should get by the guard easy, I would think. It looks like it's jammed. Jam City. Rochester still shot rock. So, if I'm Trevor, I think I'm guarding shot stone. It's dangerous. You could give up 4 if you guard, but I think that's your best chance of stealing. We're talking it over as if they're going to hit the blue walk, but I think Rick's asking for if we should just guard. Trevor's thinking about bringing it into the house. I don't think if you're going to guard, you don't need to do that, but the other problem is if you guard, they can come off their own blue and maybe kick it over. I think I'd rather see them try that shot. The other option is you come down and freeze to it. And you pray that they make a miss. I mean, that's another option too. That rock is maybe a little bit too far behind the tee line for that. I'm not sure what they decided on. Doesn't look like it's the guard. It looks like they're playing some sort of hit. This is going to be tricky. I think you want, if you're going to play this, you got to hit it and roll a little bit to the 8-foot maybe. You don't want to leave it in a spot that gives them a catcher's mitt for a draw. They haven't really touched this. Leads me to believe it's outside. Here it comes. Now they're on it. Trying to roll to the inside. They get the inside roll. This could be trouble, but it may jam. Like that was the nice thing about that shot is that I think if you make the double, you probably jam. You probably only give up 1. That might have saved the end for Rochester. Maybe not as aggressive as I might have played, but I might have done the job. I just don't see how Bucks doesn't get 1 here. Boy, I got to tell you, I am not crazy about drawing here. Hit something. You're up 4. Hit something. I think that's what they're doing. That line looks like a hack waiter. Perfect shot there. Oh, maybe. Oh, that might have been a steal. It is a steal, we think. Rochester's claiming it's a steal. Bucks is saying it's a steal. Wow. Trevor knew what he was doing. I know nothing. So cuts the lead down 5-2. Again, Bucks County will have the hammer here coming into the 5th end. This end is going to be brought to you by Applebee's. Applebee's is right up the road. And if you are looking for a meal, just make sure you don't stay there and miss your draw time. That happened about 20 years ago on the Dykes. Everybody's here is looking at sheet D, and there's 4 rocks around the button area. Nobody knows who scored. We think it's red. Doesn't matter. It's not our game anyway. Who cares about sheet D? If you want to watch Sheet D, go watch Sheet D. Oh, boy. This is, well, a little short. A little short. We don't know what happened on that rock, but it hogged.
We don't know. We pulled in and we had it up on YouTube, but then we walked in and just didn't see what happened.
Yeah.
Was he trying to promote the one through and get the
So wide open house here for Ryan to throw a corner guard if he likes.
Every one of them too. Like we went over there too, and we were on the Rochester.
So this end playing out a little bit like the last end, except it's a blue rock as the guard, not a red. So blue, I think, is just out of the house. Doesn't really matter. Trevor should not be worried about that stone right now, and he's not. Looks like he's going to change the turn here for Brian. I think that's probably smart. There was something about that turn that was not working. I'll get a different part of the ice here. Really like Brian's delivery. Got to get it over the hog line, though. They're sweeping it hard all the way. Looks like they got it there. Should bisect the center pretty well. Nice shot there, Brian. All right, Rochester's sort of in business now. It looks like Matt's going to try to split the house. So maybe that rock, that blue rock, might be biting. If you're splitting the house, I think that might be the play here. Both teams won their first game in the red pool. They have different pools there. I think there's like 8 different pools, something like that. This event's being played in Rochester and in Buffalo. Unfortunately, Buffalo doesn't have streaming, so you're stuck with me. So that's what I call maximum separation, those two stones. Almost 12 feet apart. So Matt Brennan going to try to get around center guard here. It's a pretty important shot. The miss here is short. If anything, you want to be short, not long.
I got news for you. You've been growing long enough now.
So they make what I would consider the pro miss here. You want to leave some guards out front. You don't have to attack the middle just yet. If you would come in, they probably peel, and then you're defending against a bunch most of the end. Maybe you get lucky here. They jam or they stick their shooter, and then you have something that you can come around. It's staggered, protected. Love this call by Matt. They got to peel these. Hopefully they can get both of them for their sake. This sucker is flying down the ice. It might have been wide, too wide. Yeah, so you got the miss you're looking for now, Trevor. Now you got to get behind those stones. There you go. Here's your opportunity. I'd love to see this team take a little more ice. They've been a little narrow most of the game. They're on it. Looks like they're on it for weight. I think they got behind the guards. Now it's got to stop. It's looking a little heavy. They just have not been able to figure it out with the weight and the line on the same shot. Another chance for appeal for Chris Forrester. This looks much better. He's going to definitely connect with something here. The only question is he going to get both or just peel single? Hey, peel single, no jam. That works. I don't know how many more times you commit to coming around here. You're down, what, 3? Yeah, down 3 here, 5-2. You're in the 5th end. Don't want to give up a multiple for sure. I might throw one more guard at least before I came in. Hope for some sort of miss. This looks light. They're on it. This has got a curl now. Trying to work it over. Again, short's not horrible. If it's not going to bury, that's hardly at all covered. Probably not at all. And Devin. Looking to make the takeout. Love to stick around, maybe roll to the side. They've got hammer. This started out a little wide. They seem pretty disinterested in sweeping. They're thinking about it. They'll probably get a little piece. Just enough to get it. Will it get out of the house? No. And Rochester, I think, winds up shot rock here. Good chance now for Trevor one more time. This is the opportunity he's been looking for. Get around here, maybe sit 2, put a little pressure on this Bucks County team. So they have not touched this stone at all. They were sweeping the first one altogether, so a nice adjustment here by Rick. It's coming down now. They're thinking about trying to sweep it over to get behind that guard. Really sitting 2 here is pretty good, but love to be behind that guard. Trevor takes over, tries to get some of it buried, taking it to the back. Gets off of it. Well, they're buried, but they're so far back, I don't think it matters that much. Matt wasted no time thinking about just peeling this guard. It's a nice, confident move. None of those other rocks are all that dangerous. They got enough of it to get it out. So Rochester sitting 2. Chance to draw one. I think you co-center line just enough to be third shot. And you see what they decide to do.
There's 8 million vegans out there. Here we are. I don't think there's too many of the vegans.
So Trevor makes his way back down the ice here. Looks like they're going to try to draw one to the center line, cover up the stone in the back 8 foot. I think you don't want to be much more than full 12 here. You want to leave a little separation. You want to make them hit. I like the line on this. Sweepers are on it for weight. Might need to curl a little bit now. They might have pulled it out there. Got to get it in no matter what at this point. Get it in the house. Guard doesn't do you any good over there. Doesn't really cover up shot stone. I mean, it's not in a horrible spot if Trevor's got a draw with his last. But it really didn't cover shot stone. This is interesting. You know, obviously, Mr. Hackwait's going to play a Hackwaiter from the line here. He's got to keep his shooter. He keeps his shooter. He keeps Trevor away from doing something too aggressive, probably. I can't see over all these tall people in front of me that are on the ice. Matt. Anybody named Matt is just too tall. He's hitting and made a little roll. It's close. I'm not sure who shot rock. Looks kind of like if they're playing a hit, they think blue is shot. Yeah, they're going to play a hit. This is a patient move by Trevor. It's a good chance he gives up one here by playing this hit, but he doesn't want to give up two. He could play pretty aggressively. Just make the draw. You draw around. Maybe leave it in a jamming spot. But it's a patient move. Maybe he gets lucky and they make a mistake on their last. So we'll see how this works out. So they're on it. Line looks really good. Oh, no, they lost it. Oh, they go. Just got by. Whoa. It doesn't hang around. It does not hang around. So, unfortunately for Rochester, that overcurled just a little. Gives them a chance for at least one. It's a little hard to tell whether that is second shot or not. That's biting. It's been there the whole end. I would guess it is biting, but it's close. But honestly, they have not thrown this line the entire time. They're checking to see if it's in or not. He just said he doesn't know, I think. So I think they went back to the original shot that they're going to hit this shot in the wings. This will be interesting because I don't think anybody's thrown over here. It's really frosty over there. Plenty of weight. They're sweeping it. It's curling. He's got a piece of it. It's probably going to roll out, though. Yep. So now, is it a blank? Is it one? It's close. Nobody knows. Bring out the biter bar. So the most exciting measurement in curling coming up. Maybe of all time. We don't know. We'll see. Well, nobody knows. The players don't know. We don't know. They're going to bring out the biter bar. Nobody comes anywhere near that stone. That's the key. Here comes the biter bar. We realize there is a biter bar on the other end. It's okay. Amazingly, the factory made more than one. All right, so again, the excitement builds. Anti-curl with the biter bar. Going to look to see if it swings, if it touches. Blue is shot stone and scores 1. Here we go. Does it touch? Does not touch, from what I can tell. Looks like a blank. Oh, they're going to run it again. All right. I think it should be a blank. It swung all the way through without moving the rock. Blank end. So, the score remains 5-2. Bucks County keeps the hammer going into the 6th end. I think just 0. All right, so let's take a look and see how Brian does here. This is the important part of the end right now for Trevor. The first few stones, we want him in a great position. Again, this one got started pretty early. I don't know if it's maybe his release. I like it. I like the balance of his delivery, but I think maybe at the very end he gets it started. This is light. It's got to get over. Oh, just short. That's tough. It's tough to steal when you don't have rocks out front. So I'm wondering if the sheets changed a little bit. This is a little light too. They had to sweep it all the way down to get it where it needs to be. We're hoping for it to be in the house. It may just bite. Wow, they have mastered the biter. All right. So I think if I'm Trevor, I'd give more line here too. But let's see. Want to be on the center line. Yeah, I think it might be just in the delivery. I had a good look at that as he was sliding towards me. This is looking much better, though. It might be a little deep. They might have swept it too much. Oh, an over-adjustment by the sweepers there. Haven't quite got the combination of line, weight, and sweeping for most of this game. Rochester still only down 3, though. So Ryan looking to make the hit on shot stone. Thinks there was maybe a little outward movement on this hit. It's not curling back. They're going to whiff this one, unfortunately. Well, one team's mistake is another team's opportunity. This gives Trevor a chance to get that guard on the center line again. I like this a little higher, maybe just a straight 2 guard. Those of you at home who are counting it, 1 is near the hog line, 2 is sort of in between, 3 is right before the house. I would want it to be a 2, I think, here. This, though, looks like it could be in the house. It's got a lot of rotation on it. Slows down late as a result. Instead, they're going to try to come around shot stone. Trying to get around it. Looks like it's going to do a pretty good job of getting there. All right, so right to the lid. I've seen worse mistakes. Chris has a chance to make up for that whiff in the last end. Make a double here. All's forgiven. This looks like it's over curling a bit for the double. It's going to leave Rochester shot stone right on the button. Can we get some guards out front? So this one needs to stop just on the center line. So the second you know it can do that, you get off of it. It's a lot of rotation. So the curl again is coming late. This is pretty close. Finish it up. Get it over there. That's a really good guard Matt put up there. I'm going to play the straight peel. So this time you probably want to peel on the low side so that there's no jam on your own stone in the 12-foot. This is wide and maybe problematic. It's got to curl just for a piece. Just nudges it, and it's probably worse now that it's behind the guard fully. So now, if Trevor can get another one around, put a lot of pressure on Bucks County. You cannot, by any stretch of the imagination, touch that guard. You can do almost anything else. You cannot touch that guard. Rick Libson away. I like the line on this. It started plenty wide enough. Now if the weight's right, it's pretty good. Probably time to start sweeping. Oh, we cannot hit that guard. We cannot hit that guard. Don't hit the guard. We're going to hit the guard. All right, that was okay. That worked out all right. It could have been a lot worse. Weight was good on that one. I think that this ice is just curling a lot more on draws than either team is really expecting. It's a chance to try to clear one of these stones for Devin. This has a chance of jamming the side stone. Got to be careful here. Nope. That works pretty well. I think you throw another guard. You're not going to come in one more time, I don't think, until maybe Trevor's last stone. I would throw two more guards here, but they're going to try to come in. You see that Bucks is willing to peel. I'd love to waste a stone or two and then make him throw against two with his last. This line looks pretty close. They're on it a little earlier this time. I think that's a good move. This feels like another guard. Yeah, might want to get off it now. It's not enough for it to be shot. It doesn't matter. Okay. So in that the hope was to get it and sit two. They're not. Now there might be a chance for them to peel out both of these. That's a little bit what I was afraid of here. So Devin looking to make the double. This one might curl a little too much too. I think it's going to just hit one of them. and kicks their own out. So now, what do you do here? You could guard again. You could try to tap. You could just draw straight around. I kind of like the guard still. That rock is so good right now. I love just a guard with his first and then maybe a tap with the second one. What's the consensus in the room? What should he do? Tap? I think if he was feeling super confident, I think you were probably right. I think that's probably what he would do. So let's see. Trevor makes his way back down there. Let's see if he's feeling good about this. This is actually just like the shot he threw in the second end that got him, that pumped up the other team for 2. All right, so Trevor in the hack, ready to go. Rick calling line. Got Matt and Brian on the broom. Line looks pretty good. I think they're drawing straight around from the way that they're acting on this. Oh, they just took off on them. Whoa, leave it. Leave it. It's going to be right back where it was before. Rock is pretty much exactly where it was before. I don't know. There's something going on in that part of the ice that is definitely making it move more than it should. We've seen about 4 or 5 rocks do something like that. I don't know if there's anybody listening who's playing this game next. They're in the sheet next, but I'd watch that part of the sheet. So Dampf looking to make a hit. If he can somehow find a spot that a double works, that's great. It's close for that. But I think he's going to go over the top. Yep, just over the top. Kicks it. And it may spin. No, it's in no man's land on the side there. Not out, not in. It's tough to do in Rochester. We have some short areas between the sheets. So, Trevor, I think I love the tap a little bit more now. Just give it a little tappy tap. I don't know if anybody has more than one game going, but if you look at sheet B, there are about 1,000 guards out front of the house. It's a lot of guards. I think they borrowed some rocks from sheet A. So Trevor looking to make a draw or a tap, it looks like. This line could probably be either, considering the way this has gone. He definitely threw a little more weight, I think. See if it picks the way the other one kind of did. Doesn't look like it. Now they're trying to draw. You just leave it now. There's no reason to bring it or next to it. That's okay. That'll work. That's fine. If Mr. Hackweight makes this Hackweight hit for one, I don't know. I'm going to check his 5-year eligibility. So lines it up as if it's a hack weight or maybe a little. Maybe he's trying to hit second shot stone, just give up one here. That's sort of what it looks like. I don't think there's enough curl unless something crazy happens for it to get to shot stone and be shot. So this is definitely designed to give up one. They're on it now. It's close. It's real close. Oh, my goodness. It crashed. He nudged him in. Probably won't matter. Just one. That could have been a disaster, but because he threw the correct hack weight, he only gave up one. So it's now 5-3, and Bucks County still keeps the hammer. Hammer has not been much of an advantage this game. So the last two ends, the first stone for Rochester has been hogged, yet they've stolen both the last two ends. So it tells you what I know.
Yeah, and I looked and they kicked it all, so then I was like, okay.
Yeah, just enough to inch past into the 8 and I'll count the other two.
This has got to go. It looks light.
One hit on the button, he was just trying to cut down to one.
Trevor out to help.
That was the best thing they could do. They had one on the button, two sitting in the 8, and he out-counted them. Really nice.
Oh, just short again. Tough start to the sixth end here for the 7th end. I'm sorry for Rochester. We had a blank. Sorry about that. This is the 7th end. Both teams probably looking for hot dogs after this game, post-game snack, but I don't think there are any. No hot dogs, I'm being told.
I wasn't sure what to put, so I just put various. But I did put in the note, like, hunt jersey for Bucks combo.
They have got this biter thing figured out. Like that, if that bites it, they did. Unbelievable. It's the same pattern 3 ends in a row. Hogstone, biter, hogstone, biter, hogstone, biter.
If you want to just let him know to, like, add that to your... And then I'll just give... Like, just so it's easier.
All right, Trevor, I think, is given a little bit more line here. Maybe get into a fresher spot of the pebble.
What I'm saying is if they're going to invoice you, just
That looks better in terms of weight. Maybe easy at this point. Easy at this point. Let it die. I think they were trying to sweep for a line. And just short. Beautiful. All right. Rochester's in business. They got their center guard up. It's sort of centery. Centery is a word. So, Bucks County looking to split the house here. Try to sit 2.
Oh yeah, there are pretty large gaps between every game. You just think it's just full schedule to add like an extra half hour. It's nice that you're not rushed, but it's not nice when you want to be like, all right, let's watch a little curling before we go.
So Matt looking to come around his stone. Again, light wouldn't be so bad here. A couple guards would be fine. And it's going to over curl. Lines up right next to the other stone. chance to double peel those out.
I purposely took some of the
So 6th stone of the end being thrown here can peel out those rocks in the free guard zone. They're sweeping this pretty hard. Looking pretty good here for Chris. Makes a hit. Oh, almost jams the back. Still leaves a couple guards out front for Trevor to work with. Hey, what happens if it's a tie after 8 ends? Do they throw the button? Okay, thanks. I should probably have known that before I started. Oh, they get it into the house. Not much buried, though, unfortunately. It should be pretty open. Probably see 3/4 of that at least. From where I'm sitting, you can see the whole thing, but I'm about 12 feet to the right of center. Oh, boy, it's close. He's by the stone. Some good sweep in there. It's okay. Come down, punch that back a little bit. Try to nuzzle a little over. Get under that guard if you can. Oh, he's going to come with a little more weight, it looks like. It's a tough situation for Rochester. That box is sitting 3. Shot stone's above the tee line. Line looks pretty good to start with. It's got to curl a little. Here it comes now. They might need to get on it. Hey, if they can get by the guard, they're great. No, not by this time. Oh, is it jam the back? No. My goodness. All sorts of unfortunate there. Matt's like, I don't know what to do now. We have 3 in the house. We don't want to guard anything. I like the idea of putting it over there, too. I think that's the best spot for this. Trevor's never going to touch that stone if you put it there. I think there's no reason to come anywhere near the shot stone right now. That's what they're going to do. You're a little light here, and you create something for Trevor to freeze to. That's not good. And the best case scenario is pretty much the same as this drawn to the side. Wow, this is missing it completely. Small chance he could hit and roll under the guard and still be shot stone. It's tough. This is over curling. You got to get a piece. They got a piece. Is it going to hang? No. And it does not move it out of the house. Trevor's going to be stuck with a pretty tough draw with his last to try to steal again. Oh, don't put it over there. Okay. I'm going to put it over there. So I'm saying that is if you leave it a little bit short, it's the only pocket that Trevor can freeze to really kill your end. I think I'd put it on the other side if I could. This is not great. Well, ideally you're freezing to this one a little on the inside right there as he's pointing. So there's a jam possibility. Don't want to move it more than a couple inches, if anything. You want to be all the way down to it, though. This is all about weight. He's going to play the out turn. Hey, Bill. Oh, no. The clock started. I don't know. The clock is weird. So Trevor Bauman in the hack, looking to play a freeze on shot stone. Somehow get out of this end. I like the line on this. Everything has been over curling here. I think you may want to sweep it, actually. Unless the weight is too heavy. Yeah, they needed to sweep this earlier. It's too bad. The weight was perfect. They just needed to sweep it a little earlier to hold the line. Chance for an enormous end here for Bucks. I think the story of this game is how much this sheet is curled, particularly on the flag side in. That Dampf essentially for the win here.
We got 2 more stones.
Oh, he's nailing it. We got 2 more stones. I'm sorry. I thought this was hammer. It's not. One more chance here. I'm sorry if Trevor, with his last, he can still save this end. Still, you'd love to be a little on the inside of this stone. You just got to give a lot more ice than you think here. You could be in between and a foot higher, a foot and a half higher, and still be shot stone here as long as you're in between. You cannot overcurl. Overcurl is dead. Huge shot here for Rochester. It's definitely wider than the first. Now will it curl? They're working on it to curl now. Needs a snap. Needs a snap. That's too heavy. So, hammer coming here for Bucks County. Could score a bundle here. Probably needed to get off of that stone, unfortunately. So this is sort of a new turn. The in-turn in this direction hasn't been thrown a lot. It's probably fighting the curl a little. Only thing you can't do is probably be up the line and somehow take your own out. He didn't do that. Sweeping it hard all the way. He got it going, but is it still going to work out? I think it is. So how many is the question? Yeah, it looks like they got 3. 3 for Bucks County. 8-3. And looks like they're going to keep going. Last end, down 5. So if you're Bucks County and you're up 5, you could just throw this through. You don't need to put it in play. With as good as they hit, that might have been my call. Worst thing you could do here is leave some sort of guard, which is a real possibility. They're hammering it all the way. And it's going to probably be in, but not very much in. So one thing you could do if you were Rochester in this situation down 5 is instead of throwing a corner guard, throw a center guard so that so Bucks County can't peel their own rock. So Hogstone there. There it is. Peel of shame coming. They're doing the draw shot. So this is not peel weight. It's going to stick around in the house. It's off the center line. That's the important part. So Matt, oh, this thing took off out of his hand. I don't know what's going to happen with this. Just want this over and make guard. You need 5 of your next 6 rocks to score somehow. No, I'm sorry. They only have 5 rocks left. You need all 5 of your next rocks to score just for the tie. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They have 6 rocks left. My fault. I'm sorry. So Buck's going to just throw it through. It's a good strategy here. How many more? No.
They scored 4 for
All right, so Matt in the house trying to get something around that lonely corner guard.
Nice draw. Good job, Rob.
That's a pretty nice route of the button there, I think.
Working real hard to get this Brennan Stone into the house. It looks like it's going to come up maybe just a hair short. All of their next rocks have to score somehow. Looking for appeal here from Chris Forrester. It's pretty well done. Leaves it out there. Gotta get it around here. It's gotta be in the house. Doesn't have to be shot, just has to be in the house. So Devin looking to take out the red stone there. Pretty much seal the victory. Nicely done. And that's the game. Handshakes as Bucks County picks up the victory. There will be 2-0 in the pool, dropping Rochester to 1-1 in the pool. We're going to be back at 9 p.m. for another matchup. We'll see you then.